Hey, MCE crew, let's talk about the metaverse. The metaverse is going to present humanity with an untold number of opportunities. It's going to transform the way we live, transform the way we work and interact with each other, transform the way we recreate, and it's going to transform industries. If I was the commercial real estate sector, I'd be very worried about the metaverse. Now, there's opportunity in it for you and I. Although there are a lot of concerns about the metaverse in terms of, what will it do to human psychology? And I think those concerns are very, very valid. So we're going to put those over here on the shelf. That's not really what we do here. We're going to talk about the money-making aspect of the metaverse. Now, what is the metaverse? Well, I want to caution you. You saw Facebook come out, change their name to Meta, and you saw them do a little ad about, the metaverse. But they are not the owners or the sum total of the metaverse. That would be like me opening up a company that creates web pages or websites and calling that company the internet. Okay, so the metaverse is going to blossom just like the internet did. Remember back, or maybe you don't remember back in the late 90s, mid to late 90s, the internet and communications technology really started rolling and getting started. And during that time, we had an explosion of .com companies, pets.com. Nobody really knew how this thing was going to shake out, how you made money off of the internet. People just got out there, they went for it and tried to make something happen. Ended up, you had all kinds of companies that didn't make it, pets.com, so on and so forth. But after the .com bust, we had the .com bubble, then the .com bust. After that .com bust, we got companies that rose from the ashes, Facebook, Google, so on and so forth, the companies you know well today. So the same thing is going to happen with the metaverse. In fact, we're at a stage right now where not many people know what it is, know what it can do. We do know that we're going to we're going to digitize reality to an extent and augment our reality in many different ways. So imagine, if you would, walking down a street and being able to walk past, shops and, somehow they've got your data, understand that you love pizza, or maybe you said the word pizza. I sure could go for some pizza. And you walk 2 blocks and boom, in your Google Glass or whatever kind of interactive device you're wearing, you get a message that this place over here is got a sale on pizza. It's the best pizza in a 100-mile radius as rated by 10,000 people or whatever. So that's just a crude example of the kind of thing that we're going to see. But we're also, if I was the commercial real estate industry, like I said, I'd be very worried because the way we work is going to be totally transformed by the metaverse. There are companies out there right now that are actually preparing their way into this new digital world. Okay, they're preparing to go into the metaverse and actually be able to sell you products that only exist in the metaverse. Okay, not here in the real world. There's going to be commerce taking place inside the metaverse. And why is this important? This is important because Nike, I'll go over that with you in a second, they're going to be offering digital footwear and digital clothing. Now, they're not going to pay for the manufacture of that. They're not going to pay for the transportation. They won't have to pay for materials like leather or rubber or nylon or cotton. None of that. It'll just be encoded. And then they'll be able to take that digitization and their branding, their powerful and valuable brand, and they'll be able to make money. I'm going to put this on. I'm waiting for a call. So you see that if Nike can digitize tennis shoes, what else can we put in this metaverse? What else can we how else can we monetize the metaverse? Well, Ferrari, okay, nice cars, but you might be prohibited from owning one out here in the real world because of the expense. Or you might say, hey, I can afford it, but where I live, the damn thing wouldn't last 2 weeks with potholes and speed bumps and all that stuff. So you might say, nah, I'm not going to do it. but Ferrari could produce digital vehicles within the metaverse, and this would be a form, okay, a newly defined form of ownership or possession. Okay, you're already seeing it in the video game world. Those guys are very used to that kind of concept of purchasing things like skins and owning that digitally. So the office sector, let's talk about that. I think that that portion of the commercial real estate world is going to be really affected by the development of the metaverse. And it's going to be a place where you probably don't want to have too much money, because if you can develop collaborative applications, and as that technology advances, you're going to see less of a need for office space. You already see the desire to get out of that after last year, 2020, and the events that took place there. So you have the will. Now we're looking at having the technology to create a more collaborative experience than you would get if you were physically there. Okay, so that also has ramifications for the travel sector as well. No need to fly to France if you can actually create within your home office, the very setting that everybody needs to come to right at outside or within the Eiffel Tower to have this meeting. You could have 100 of those going on every day, all day at the same time with the metaverse conceivably. So the applications are boundless, okay? And again, we're at that point where we just really don't know. We know that the mountain is there, but we're in the valley. We see the mountain, but we don't know, we just can't grasp the complete magnitude of it just yet. Nike, though, is getting in front of the issue and saying, hey, look, whatever this turns out to be, we want to be able to make money with it. So Nike is gearing up to be able to sell their wares inside the metaverse. Okay, so they're saying effectively Nike is looking to allow people to buy shoes in the digital world as opposed to real life. From there, people can build their avatars and even have Nike track their fitness in order to then translate that information over to said avatar. Now, look, I'm not making any judgments on whether or not, again, this is going to be negative or positive from a psychological standpoint. I believe that this could negatively affect a lot of people who retreat into this world, okay, as it expands. Like social media, okay? It's done a number on a lot of people, even some executives, former executives at Facebook admit that. But again, we're examining it from the standpoint of making money. Money changes everything. There will also be digital lockers for people to store their digital skins, and there will even be some non-fungible token implications as well. Now, I'm not too big on the non-fungible token or NFT craze. I know that Jack Dorsey's his first tweet sold for over $1 million, well over $1 million. I'm still trying to grasp how possession of that works, because as you can see here, I too own Jack Dorsey's first tweet, and I didn't pay anything for it. Beyond that, I don't know how many people are actually in the market for Jack Dorsey's tweet. So what is the value? I mean, if you can find one person in the world to, buy something from you, then okay, fine, it has value. But I don't know if you can, have a big base of people that are out there searching for non-fungible tokens. Quite frankly, it seems like kind of the value placed on comic books back in the day when I was growing up. And that was a limited field of people who were interested in buying those products. And where's that industry now? In the toilet. And it's in the toilet because these guys don't know how to write original characters. I do need to say that. But the metaverse is coming. We can have concerns about it. That's fine. But we can't afford to ignore it or to poo-poo the idea. Remember, I can make money off of a thing and not be involved in the day-to-day of that thing. Okay, plenty of. Do you think Mark Zuckerberg is on Facebook 2 and 3 hours a day? Absolutely not. Okay, do you think Jeff Bezos is sitting down there typing away, ordering a whole bunch of crap off of Amazon? Probably not. And that's fine. Okay, do you think Elon Musk is driving around in a Tesla every day, all day? Yeah, he probably is. But these ideas that are coming up do represent an opportunity to jump on board and figure out how to make money. Nike's out there offering their wares. What brand do you have? Okay, are you trying to, boost your brand? I know the owners of the Loverboy brand. It's a brand here in Maryland. It's a hip hop clothing brand. Okay, and I can see these guys offering their clothing inside the metaverse. And guess what? You have entree or access to a whole world full. Anybody with an internet connection, okay, will be able to buy that Loverboy product. All right. So it's not just for Nike. This is for you. This is for me. But we've got to understand the opportunity, study it, and be able to exploit it. So the metaverse, we'll be talking a lot more about this as this develops. Guys, I will talk to you soon.